Okay, great. So let's get started, guys. So I've got some people here in the room. We're very happy, and we have more people coming in later today. But the way things are working out here is that I have these microphones here, so I'm going to make sure I sit and speak into the microphones, and then it's supposed to reduce the sound of everybody else in the room, and I'm hoping that works out well. So I'm Marty Sakata. I started this group about more than 20 years ago. I'd been working in Switzerland for a large bank, and I came back to the United States, and basically it was a bunch of Wharton guys who were investing directly in private equity, morphed into a family office group. And since then, we've had around 5,000 speakers, more than 50,000 attendees at our events. We used to do about 20 events a year, but because of COVID, we're doing about 10 to 12 events a year, but much larger events when you include the virtual audiences. So we've had a large expansion. A lot of international people log in to watch these, and then we have a YouTube channel which has more than 100,000 views. We're pretty happy about technology and what it's doing for these events. Let me just give a quick rundown. So over the years, we've had a lot of different formats that we use. Historically, we've done a lot of focus on hedge funds up until around 2008. Then we switched over to like a lot of real estate and private equity. We do a lot of venture capital. Around 2013, we looked at crypto. Many of us got into it with Pantera back in 2014. It was actually a great ride. Still is for many. So, one of the stories we always tell is that we had a guy who was giving out free Bitcoin to our audience at $25 worth of Bitcoin when Bitcoin was around $200 back in, we were doing events in Miami and in New York and San Francisco. And it's a funny thing, I guess that Bitcoin's worth something now. And the funny thing about it is that a lot of people have been calling me nonstop, how do they get back into their Bitcoin wallet, et cetera. So the amusing aspect of Bitcoin is about 20% of it has been lost so far. So at some point in time, there'll be like one person who has all the Bitcoin that people can find because everybody has forgotten their wallets, IDs. So we've got a great day. I want to just go over our schedule before we go to David Scharf from our host, Morrison Cohen. So we have upcoming, we're going to be in Baltimore in August 12th. Then we're back in San Francisco. We just had around 420 people in Silicon Valley. We were in Palo Alto, great event. We had a lot of decent-sized live audience, about 25 people, and then the rest were online. We're back in San Francisco September 8th and 9th. We're going to hope to be in San Francisco proper rather than just Palo Alto. And then October 13th and 14th, we're back here in New York for another 2-day event. In November, we'll be in Miami, November 29th and 30th for Art Basel, which we've been doing for years. We're expanding that event to 2 days as well. And then we're probably going to be in Los Angeles in the middle of December before Christmas time. And then we're back in San Francisco for JP Morgan Healthcare Week, which is always great. We've always had fantastic audiences for that. So our anticipation is that we're going to go back to having, substantial live audiences, but we're going to continue to have Zoom, and hopefully we'll continue to expand the Zoom audience as well. So right now today we have 80 people, as I said, who are registered for the event, who will show up today or tomorrow, and then we have a sold-out dinner party nearby. So I wanted to have David Scharf speak. David, can you just talk about what you're doing, about your firm? I'd like to know everything about your different practices and everything else. Morrison Cohen has stepped forward. They're hosting us today, and it's really great to be back in the city here in Manhattan. So David?
Thank you very much, Marty. It's a pleasure to be here. Good day to everyone, and welcome live from New York. This is our first in-person hybrid event that we are hosting, and we are delighted to be a participant. It's truly an honor for the Morrison Cohen and its family office practice group to host this live and virtual event for the 2021 IvyFON Family Office Network Conference. Morrison Cohen's family office group truly epitomizes the hallmark of the firm's collaborative approach to client service and the practice of law. It draws from its over 110 lawyers and its membership in the International Mackerel Network of law firms to bring sophisticated and client-focused, experienced, drawn from the major disciplines of the law firm and our big law firm pedigree. These areas include trust and estates planning, private equity mergers and acquisitions, fund and family office formation, business solution, governance and restructuring, real estate acquisitions, finance, dispositions and leasing, data privacy, secrecy, intellectual property, business litigation, international and local taxation, executive compensation, employment law matters, and if appropriate, labor negotiations, charitable trust, and investment advisory work. Morrison Cohen hopes to showcase some of its talent over the next 2 days as we host, moderate, and have our lawyers and clients participate in this worldwide event. Our website is www.morrisoncohen.com. I am David Scharf. I am the chair and co-managing partner of Morrison Cohen. I practice in the areas of real estate, business litigation, governance and restructuring, and we really look forward to you enjoying these next 2 days with us. Welcome to all of you. Welcome, Marty, and we look forward to a successful 2 days.
Thanks, David. I just have a couple of questions for you. If you can just tell us, a little bit more about your practice. I know we have you guys speaking on different panels on venture capital and crypto, et cetera. What do you find to be the most exciting area of law right now that you guys are practicing outside of the family office space?
Well, we're seeing a tremendous amount of activity, and we have since last August in private equity merger and acquisition. Valuations are holding up. Interest rates are low, money is available, and people are looking for opportunity to acquire. Family businesses are looking to sell and monetize. And also, I think our trust and estates and charitable planning is been booming since the Biden administration has come in. People are looking at tax laws. People are concerned about retroactivity, and people are looking to us to advise them and guide them in the areas of wealth and generational transfer. And of course, there is also the distress of the market that's been brought about by the pandemic. That distress provides opportunity for some, but also requires advisory and restructuring work and oftentimes litigation. So our firm is extremely active. In the room right next door to you, there's a FINRA arbitration that's going on, both in person and virtually. Our court systems are opening up in New York. Business is opening. Foot traffic is starting to pound the pavement again. And with a law firm like ours that is focused here and located in New York, but serving clients globally and around the country, people are knocking down our doors for our services. And it's been a joy and a pleasure. Thank you.
Great. Are you guys involved at all in SPACs or things like that? I think we're having a SPAC panel later on today.
We are, and our partner, Zach Jacobs, is going to be moderating that. Zach's experience we've been doing a number of SPAC transactions and advising targets as well. We have a long history with SPACs. Our experience in our firm dates back to when SPACs were ongoing in the 1980s and the 1990s. And we draw on that to continue to advise our clients.
Fantastic, David. Listen, that's all great news. And thank you so much for hosting us. And we look forward to your further participation. So just to get some issues out of the way. So if you have any questions, feel free to use chat or Q&A for the people who are for the panelists or the individual speakers. People in the room here can just speak up and we'll get your feedback across to everyone. What else? One other aspect is that Ronnie Jersovitz unfortunately will not be able to speak at 11 o'clock. So we'll go a little bit longer on the panels before him and might start a little bit earlier on the alternative credit panel. Alternative credit is a really fascinating area. There's a real boom in it. And of course, a lot of us saw alternative credit take off in 2009 with all of these credit marketplaces. And we're seeing now more and more credit being offered in the space of venture capital in other areas. We had Upper 90 speak about 18 months ago, and they have just taken off. There's something like a $400 million venture capital lending fund, and they have a fantastic practice with people who are app developers. So I